Hello everyone and welcome to the back nine of the 2021 Shelly Sharpe Memorial Opening Round, feature card number 2. We've got Gary to the O along with Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, and we're going to bring you some more of the action and Geo as we head to the back nine. I don't think things get any easier.
No, like these guys are going to be playing into that tailwind still for this hole, but then we turn our way back. We head back towards the clubhouse, and it's going to be all headwind from there.
When you're out on this road, I think it's almost exactly 1 mile from this basket back to the tee of hole number 1 where we started a few hours ago. And Tristan Tanner trying to keep it inside the Mando, going with the low forehand.
That was pretty good. But the way you want to start the back nine?
If you somehow miss the front nine of this card, both Tristan and AJ closed out on hole 9 with birdies, which is just incredible.
Yeah, they're looking to ride that momentum through this back nine, and hopefully they can do some scoring. All three of these players are going with forehands here, and it's honestly the right play. With that Mando there, you can't go big sky roller or big Annie or do anything really spectacular. You just kind of got to keep it down the middle, let that ground skip you off a little towards the right, and you're back with another sidearm shot here.
And hole 10 comes in actually as the second easiest hole on the course in terms of relative to par. So you really are trying to pick up the birdie. A 3 here keeps you in the running with everyone else.
And just like hole 7, I mean, it's outside of going OB, this is a fairly cut and dry hole. Should be fairly easy for these guys. As you can see, these guys are all just going sidearm. They're looking to score. Tristan there, he went a little deep. We saw Adam go a little deep as well. You got AJ. He's got a little bit of a interesting stance there. He's not OB, but he's caught up in those rocks.
Is he stuck between like a rock and a hard place, or?
Oh, I thought we were
done. No. Punning 2021, folks. COVID allowed me to build a few up, and you are not immune to them, let me tell you.
Can I sign up for the vaccine, please?
Oh, just off the chains for AJ.
He wanted that. There you go. All these guys are just right around circle's edge, and there's, as we've seen, they've not been sinking these very easily. So they're hoping to turn their putting around and get these birdies here.
Yeah, that's a great putting stroke there by Hamas.
I really wonder how much it really affects these guys. I mean, we're in a park here, especially on this hole. Like, people are walking by as you go down the fairway. You get all the way down here, you're right by the road. This isn't like a small road. This is a very large, busy road. You got cars going up and down, and we'll see that in these next couple of shots. But I really wonder how much that gets in these players' heads.
Tristan's going to have to just settle for the par after grazing off the chains for the birdie putt. And so AJ's going to take the par, and the two guys that got the one of the most difficult holes on the course turn around and let one of the easier ones slip past them.
Yeah, and I mean, this course is really broken down into, most courses are back 9 and front 9. This really is like the front 10 and back 8, because here we are, hole 11, 759 feet, and it was breezy out there. So this is going to be all headwind. It's fairly open. They got OB on both sides. It's not easy.
Yeah, you got the Mando as well on that. Couple of Mandos on the left side, just trying to keep the players from getting anywhere near the sidewalk. Little additional safety precautions out there. We'll see just how much Adam wants to bite off here on this initial drive.
And this one, it's got him. He flipped it over in that headwind, and it just never came back. And you see that far too often on this hole. I've done it myself. I've seen plenty of other players do it.
Does the twirl pay off?
No. He needed, I think, maybe a little less twirl. A little less twirl. Maybe a little more.
Dismount?
Yeah, maybe that's the. He surely didn't land that one.
A couple of OB shots. We'll see what AJ's learned, if anything.
I think he did it right. You know, he flipped it over, but he got it high. He gave it a chance to come back, and you know he's there in the fairways. Unlike these other guys, you know he's gaining a stroke there. And for Adam, I mean, this is going to be textbook for him. Like he went OB, but you know he's got that sidearm shot that he loves, and it's what he's going to go with.
Yeah, here he can play it into the side of the hill. If he doesn't play it into the side of the tree. Yeah, wow. I was not expecting that.
And AJ, you'd think that, you know, he's set himself up pretty and he should be able to lay up for that power, but there you go. That headwind got him, and he threw it a little too wide. Now pay attention to Tristan's socks. Those are all pictures of his dad.
I love it.
You talked quite a bit about him, and hi to Tristan Tanner's dad. He was hoping you'd see him. Yeah, he threw into the tree there, and the socks didn't help him any. But you know he got up. He's laying up for his double bogey there, I believe, after going OB.
AJ's got to be careful with the speed here. And I like the angle he put it on, a little bit of a turnover, just to kind of have it come back to flat so it would sit there nicely.
Man, as we see as many times on this course, like, if you hit the basket, you have potential for that roll away. I've seen plenty of those on a lot of these holes.
And if Tristan's not a little frustrated with that, I will be for him. That was less than awesome, and he makes the good comeback. I know there's some frustration probably boiling from within, and I can understand that.
If he takes any positive, he did not roll OB. Like I said, I've seen some heartbreakers out here.
And hole 11 bites these guys hard. And thank you to all my Patreon subscribers and supporters, because without you, this coverage would literally not be possible, and you would not have golf to watch.
And if you thought hole 11 looked hard, and especially with that headwind, I believe they call this the gunite hole, and this is another doozy. You got to throw 377 feet up the gunite over all this water. Like, there's no playing it safe for these guys.
Yeah, the only real bailout is wide to the right, and at that point you're saying, hey, I'm cool with just taking the 3, which is, I think, perfectly fine here, but that does not find the upper shelf.
And you got AJ. He flipped it over, but he's going to be safe. You can't ask for anything better than that. You just want to be up there. You want to put yourself in position to even lay up or for the birdie. Especially going far like that. Like, when you go deep, you're putting right back at the water, right back at OB. Here we see Tristan. He's safe.
Looks like you had just the right amount of speed to that.
Adam, when you go OB here, you definitely, all you do is you move up to what I think is the AM tee. I think the women play from that tee. It's still the same shot, but it's just a little closer. And he seems like he barely made it OB in that shot, or inbounds.
Kind of a precarious spot for AJ here, because those branches are definitely in his way, but he says, Move on over, branches. I got birdies to collect.
Now, as he was walking up to the basket, he said that was going in regardless. All the branches did was make him hit low. A lot of confidence there with that in that putt.
Sticks and stones. I don't know. We'll throw something around. So, Adam's struggling here. And thankfully, he will still just walk away with the bogey. As we're just about 2/3 of the way through the course. So I'll say it now before I forget, like I did during the first 9. Make sure you comment to make yourself eligible. What I'd love to know is how you get yourself out of a funk. And maybe your good thoughts can lead to these guys for the last 6 holes. But when you're out on the course, whether it's casually or in tournament play, I'd love to know how you get yourself mentally out of a funk to get yourself jacked up and ready to go. And we got more water carry on hole number 13.
Yeah, when you get yourself in a funk and you're in the meat of this course, you hit these back holes, and this is not a hole you want to be in a funk in. You know, you got a water all around. Like, if you really want to get the 2 there, like, you need a big shot. But I don't think any of these players are really going to be going for the 2, because it's really tough. You got water. If you want the 2, you got to go really big highs, or there's water and OB all the way down. And I think the basket, there's 5 or 6 feet, maybe even less. There's water right behind that. So I mean, that shot from AJ there is the shot you want. It's just right in the center of the fairway. It's safe. Sets you up for the layup for your par. Tristan went a little bit bigger, and he got a little lucky there. He was pretty close to skipping out of bounds. We see Adam drying off trying to get his hands dry. It's hot out here. Whale sacks and birdie bags and dirt off the ground, like those saviors out here as your hands get sweaty.
It remains inbounds. And as much as you'd like to say, well, this is a pretty easy layup, you mentioned earlier, just 5 or 10 feet behind the pin is the OB water. So you have to be delicate.
Yeah, you just want to put yourself right underneath the basket. You do not want to run this, because you can spit out and roll into the water and the strokes add up quickly here. Tristan didn't really seem to care, though.
I was just going to say.
He went for it.
Oh, okay. Well, spoiler alert, just 3 birdies on this card. Or correction, wow. How about in the field, 3 birdies in the 40-plus open division. Not age 40, but...
I'm honestly surprised that there's even 3. This is a tough hole. Adam here having a little bit of fun with the sanitizer.
I did that in college once. Didn't pay off quite the same. But Spinners on the Green, huge supporter and presenting sponsor here of the event. We move over to hole number 14, a par 4. We're going to see 2 par 4s in a row on 14 and 15. And, I feel a little redundant when I say OB to the left, OB to the right, and the green gets tighter as you go.
I think there's 3 Mandos. There's 1 or 2 right off the tee, and there's 1 a little bit farther down the fairway. You see that one right off the tee. There's another one straight ahead of that. Like, the play here is just that. Throwing that, missing that first Mando, or throwing around that tree and throwing the big hyzer and putting yourself in the middle of the fairway.
I feel like Pete Ulibarri was trying to navigate all the Mandos during the drone preview. So thank you, Pete, for doing such for us. Also, thank you to First Light for the incredible support every time I come down here to Arizona and have any work to do and bringing you guys coverage.
And you saw Tristan there just, making the mistake of trying to go down the middle and just faded off to the left and ended up missing the Mando.
Yeah, really a surprising miss there by Tristan.
It's hard to see, but I think the ground play really got to him. But definitely did not get to Adam. Played that hyzer beautifully. Tristan with his sidearm from the drop zone. I mean, he doesn't really get much better than that. You can get a little bit closer, but he's setting himself up to save that par.
Again, OB can come into play if you slide too far past that basket. AJ seems to be just fine.
And he'll do the same as he's going to play safe. Throw that sidearm. I mean, he actually got pretty close to going in there. He was just a couple feet out low.
Trying to be a hero. I like it. I need a hero.
I don't think there are any heroes in disc golf. Definitely not in this commentary booth.
You are not watching the right stuff then. Beautiful Friday afternoon, as you said. A little bit of a breeze that they felt throughout, but otherwise just 77 degrees. We're expecting that in the forecast for both Saturday and Sundays, rounds 2 and 3.
You say it's beautiful, and talking to AJ, I think he lives in Tucson, just south of where we're at, and we were talking about the sun, and I was telling about the snow, and he told me that if we were 5 or 10 degrees colder, he'd be out there in pants and a sweatshirt. So
77 doesn't cut it.
No.
Thank you, Huss Brewing. And the longest remaining hole that we'll see, 741 feet, the par 4, hole 15. Multiple Mandos here. Again, sidewalk OB on the left, tight green, and a fence on the right side to provide some OB as well.
Now, this is going to be another tough one. These guys want to throw either a roller or they want to throw an air shot all as far as they can down the fairway while staying safe. You don't want to do that. He threw right into the tree.
I'll tell you right now, this comes in as the single most difficult relative to par, averaging more than a half stroke over par as a par 4 here today. We'll see how our card can handle it.
And Adam just making it look textbook with those sidearms again. Like there's not many people I know that can crush him that far. Here we got Tristan. He went the roller route, and I feel like that's about the play you see every time I see a roller down here. They just roll down, they turn over, and they somehow wind up on that hill.
Yeah, the one risk with that, and we may see it throughout the weekend, is anytime you see a roller go up toward that fence, if it's still vertical, there's a chance it can slide right through the fence line and go out of bounds. And unfortunately, looks like AJ might have been out of bounds there on that left side.
He made the Mando all right, but yeah, he went a little high and it just faded a little too far left. Adam's just a little bit farther ahead of him on the fairway, and he was talking about it. Do I go high and up and around, or do I go low and throw the skip shot? And I bet you he's wishing that he would have stayed low and played the skip there. 2 in a row going OB. And Tristan's really in like the perfect shot to get you up there for that birdie, but he went a little high and he maybe not wide enough, and he ended up hitting that tree.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're walking downhill or uphill and you're also trying to throw your drive, that can just get your timing, your pullback, all of that can get a little out of place. And I feel like that's what happened to Tristan. He was kind of walking downhill while throwing that drive and maybe overcompensated somewhere. See if Adam can connect on a long one.
He gave a fairly decent bid, but I mean, that was just a layup. Same from Tristan. You guys were just a little too far to really give it the true run.
And Adam carried quite a ways past the basket after his previous shot, but clean up on aisle 15, no problem for him and Tristan. And maybe you can see why this averaged 4.55 on the day, and also the single most difficult hole relative to par. What's not difficult? Shipping your disc in a box. If you need 100 of them, along with some 2 or 4 mil bags, reach out to me. I can make that happen so you can protect your disc that you want to share with all your friends. Hole 16 plays to this hillside. OB on the right, which is the road, and then anything that leaks hard left could find the sidewalk or even the water and go out of bounds as well.
Now they played all these par 4s and all these really difficult holes. Like, these players just want to come out in these last 3 holes. They want to clean up some strokes. Like, they're definitely hoping for some 2s. They're not going to be disappointed with some 3s, but they do not want any 4s here.
Yeah, I feel like it is kind of a little bit of a scoring opportunity on these last 3 holes. This being the most difficult, I feel like, of the last 3.
Oh, indeed. That hill is definitely a heartbreaker. I think of Nico in 2000. I think it was 2013. Like, I think he rolled OB after going dead center chains 2 or 3 different times, and that was I think after setting the course record the previous round that he played here. That's exactly what you want to do right there. Just a nice Anheuser sidearm.
Yeah,
I
can't say enough about the delicacy of that shot and the touch and finesse that he put on that to have that mid kind of match the angle of the ground so that it would sit down as gently as it did. And you see that one, coming in and then sliding away.
I feel like we see that more often than not. It hits that hill, and this dry grass just doesn't allow it to stop, and it just gains momentum as it goes down.
What a run.
Yeah, that's a one Tristan's going to want back. He said as he walked off the tee that at least he doesn't have to worry about rolling down the hill, but he didn't even give it a chance to hit the basket.
Well, it's not going to roll down the hill, at least usually, but maybe he had that mentally drawn up a little differently. AJ's going to take the bogey. And just 2 holes left to play. Hole 17, shortest and easiest hole on the course. Jonesing for some Dukes, which I know is right around the corner. I think I'm allergic to not eating at Dukes or something. As we move over, like I said, 243 feet.
Yeah, this is easily one of the better, easier holes on the course. This is a hole that everybody's looking to birdie. If you're taking a par here, like you definitely feel like you're giving strokes back to the entire tournament. And Tristan just making it look easy. They're probably all throwing some sidearm putters, I'm guessing, just something that's going to float down, hopefully sit.
Yeah, maybe they may be something a little bit more stable, either a really stable putter or something like a zone. There might be a Firebird in there, or a few were thrown at least somewhere within the division.
That's a really daunting putt there. He's low on the ground. It's a kind of an elevated basket. You got cars whizzing by, and it's not easy. He's going to want that. He's going to be a little disappointed in that.
Yeah, I kind of scooped in and out on him. All right, Tristan, I think it was gifted almost, that one. He thought it was high out of his hands. Thankfully, the Chainstar Pro pulled it in.
Yeah, he definitely got lucky with that one.
All right, I'm not going to throw around the L word there, but maybe a little bit. All right. Final hole of the opening round of our second feature card. Hole 18, 381 feet. They've added these Mandos on the right side, so you have to go inside of those post or Mando type structures, just really trying to keep people away from throwing anywhere near the sidewalk.
Yeah, I'm really curious if those are permanent fixtures or if those are just something they put up for the tournament. Because yeah, it's definitely a danger there. Like I was saying, there's a lot of people walking in and out of this park.
And Tristan getting a little JC Caster on us.
He did say that he's gonna blow up on YouTube for throwing a thumber on this hole and taking the 2.
I would like to see him blow up the basket with that shot, but we'll see how close he is for the putt. Adam.
I feel like that's more of the traditional shot, something that's right up the gut.
Really? Not the 381 foot overhand?
If you give me 100 discs, I guarantee you I'm not throwing one of them inside the circle with an overhand throw.
I mean, what if I moved you on the other side of the water? Then I think you could get there.
Maybe. Maybe a little bit closer.
AJ is low but safe. Here's Tristan, who's just about pin high.
Yeah, that was an incredible shot. Just could not.
Oh no.
Finish the round with that birdie.
Everyone's gonna have to calm themselves on the YouTubes. If he said he was gonna blow up with the birdie, but unfortunately, a little bit of a struggle for him. We see potentially a couple of birdies. AJ, don't disappoint me, Adam. All right, Adam with the birdie. So, Gary to the O, thank you for filming. Thank you for being out here. Thanks for joining in studio for your first ever commentary. Leave us a comment, guys, and Gio, we'll see you sometime during round 2.
Oh, we'll be out there. I'm ready for some more sun. Maybe some sunblock tomorrow, but I'm ready for the sun.
Oh, you would sunblock in Arizona. All right, love you guys. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it via Patreon, First Light, Spinners on the Green, and everyone else, including Pro Flight and Pete Ulibarri. And there's a look at your lead card for round number 2 with those 4 on top. We'll see who's making a charge at 2:05 Arizona time. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Later.
Wow.